I'm curious. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being a thumbs down and 10 being a thumbs up, are you already self aware? Have you reached the point where you can acutely understand any and every part of your body being an action? Self awareness is a key trait essential to achieving true success and happiness in this life. You have to be aware of your actions and behaviors, body and mind, symptoms, and limitations. In this video blog post, I'll share with you how truly self aware you are right now and where you might need improvements with some common signs that you lack self awareness. And if you notice these signs in yourself, it's time to address the issue and adjust. Don't just sit idly by and watch it happen. The first one is that you're a micromanager. And frankly speaking, nobody likes to be micromanaged, whether it's in the workplace or elsewhere. As a micromanager, you might not even realize you're micromanaging your colleagues. Some of the biggest excuses that I've heard have included wanting things to be done perfectly, or having too much at stake for things to go wrong, or even the benevolent leader who thinks that the person needs a little extra assistance or an extra push of encouragement. Whatever the reasoning, you're not taking into consideration how the micromanaging is affecting the other person. Your desire to take control is negatively impacting the very person you claim to be helping, and your micromanaging signals to them that you don't trust them. It also shows that you're not truly self aware enough to realize this. So, what's the solution? Simple. Challenge yourself to trust others and delegate your work. Simple as that. Now, this is a biggie, the one about never being at fault, and we can all be guilty of shirking the blame or avoiding responsibility by placing the blame on someone else every once in a while. If you find yourself frequently trying to deflect unwanted negative attention by passing off the blame onto others, you're not very self aware and may be perceived as a person that's dismissive and who avoids accountability. So we come to our solution for that. The easy one is to work on receiving criticism better and owning your mistakes, your shortcomings, misunderstandings, and take full blame and stop deflecting. The third one is that you're not able to laugh at yourself. Now, nobody enjoys negative attention or becoming a source of embarrassment for themselves, but there are some times that we tend to lash out at others in response to these moments when you should really be laughing at yourself and letting it go. And if you're unable to laugh at yourself, it could be a sign that you're not self aware. So, my solution for that, the quick one, is try admitting to yourself what you're feeling. Is it anger, embarrassment, or any uncomfortable feeling? And whether your response is over the top. And if you feel so, then modify your behavior. Or you're overly defensive. Now, if you find yourself constantly trying to defend yourself against general criticism or feedback, you aren't being self aware. Being self aware means that you're aware of your faults, flaws, and misgivings. You know you make mistakes and are ready to admit them and rectify them. If you find the simplest of criticisms sending you spiraling off the deep end, then this is something that you will want to work on. And my solution for that, the quick adjust, is to try changing how you view the feedback and remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes. Channel the feedback into positive improvements to your self awareness and personhood. Then you have a tendency to say things that you don't mean and later regret. And this happens to a lot of us, it's human. But when we get angry or hurt, we have a tendency to say things in the heat of the argument that we don't mean and then later wind up regretting. And this isn't as big of a problem for those who are masters of self awareness because they thoroughly think things through, what they say, and consider the impact of the words on the world around them. So, your solution for that is basically to pause before you say something and think it through, including potential repercussions. And you've heard about counting to 10 before you respond. It works. So the next time you find yourself feeling angry or about to say something that you know you cannot take back, start counting to 10 before you open your mouth to respond. If necessary, count to 20 or 30. Give it full minute and see the difference that the delayed reaction makes. If you've been wanting to improve your self-awareness, then there's no time like the present. I mean, I only outlined 5 areas where you could be lacking self-awareness, but there could be others which are more specific to you. And in that regard, I wanted to share with you the Karmic Ally Coaching Self-Study Bundle on Self-Awareness. It's a workbook as well as a guide. And you're in the guide, you're going to discover your true self and become aware of what are your motivators, and also learn ways to improve your self-awareness. And the workbook which I mentioned earlier is going to help you in recording your learning. It's set up for on a daily basis, so you're actually able to see the kind of progress you're making. And if that sounds good to you, then I encourage you to click the link below and download your own self-study bundle and guide. And that's all for now. I'm Vatsala Shukla from Karmic Coaching, signing off. Thanks for joining me for this vlog.